All right, welcome. Today, we're taking a guided tour of an organ we literally see every single day, but, we probably don't think about it all that much. It's our personal bodyguard, it's a sensory switchboard, and it's a climate control system all rolled into one. So let's dive right in and explore this incredible part of our body. But first, to get us started, I've got a little pop quiz for you. What do you think is the heaviest single organ in your body? Go on, take a guess. Is it the brain? Maybe the liver? What's your best shot? And the answer is your skin. I know, right? It's the one you're in. On an average adult, it weighs around 8 pounds and covers about 22 square feet. That's wild. The very thing that holds you all together is your largest and heaviest organ. And on our little tour today, we're going to find out exactly what makes it such an amazing jack of all trades. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics. Then we'll peel back the layers and see what's underneath. After that, we'll check out all the different jobs it does, look at its cool built-in tools, and finally, touch on what happens when things go a little wrong. Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, getting to know your body's largest organ. So at its simplest, the skin is just, the body's outermost covering. But it's not working alone. It's the star player of a bigger team called the integumentary system, which also includes things like your hair and nails. And yeah, we'll get to those too. But for now, just think of your skin as your personal interface with the rest of the world. All right, tour's moving on. For Section 2, we're going to zoom way in and take a look under the surface. This is where it gets really interesting. Our first stop is the part you know best, the layer you can actually see and touch. This is called the epidermis. You can kind of think of it as the lobby of a building. It's the first thing you encounter. Now, you wouldn't believe how much is going on in this super thin outer layer. This is where you find melanin, which is the pigment that gives your skin its unique color. The very top part of it, the cornified layer, is made of tough, dead cells full of a protein called keratin. That's our waterproof shield, but right below that, there's a living layer that's constantly churning out new cells and making that pigment. In fact, get this, you shed somewhere around 30 to 40,000 of those dead skin cells every single minute. Okay, time to go one level deeper. Just beneath the epidermis, we find the dermis. And if the epidermis is the lobby, then the dermis is definitely the busy, bustling engine room where all the real action is happening. And you can see the difference so clearly here. The epidermis is that thin outer shield. But the dermis, it's much thicker, and it is packed with all the important stuff. Connective tissue, blood vessels, nerves, the works. This is where you feel things. It's how your skin gets its blood supply. And it all sits on a cushy layer of fat that acts like a shock absorber. They're two totally different layers, but they work together perfectly. Which brings us to Section 3, and honestly, this is the main event of our tour. Let's talk about the skin as the ultimate multitasker. You are not going to believe the list of jobs this thing is doing for you right this second. Okay, job number 1, and it's the most important, protection. Seriously, think of your skin as your own personal bodyguard that's on duty 24/7. And it's a bodyguard that's ready for anything. It takes the hits from everyday bumps and scrapes. It forms this incredible barrier to keep nasty germs out. It even helps shield you from the sun's harmful UV rays. And maybe most importantly, it keeps you from losing too much water and turning into a raisin. It's an absolutely crucial shield against the world. Next up, your skin is also your body's thermostat. It's this super sophisticated built-in climate control system, and it's all being run by a little command center in your brain called the hypothalamus. So how does it pull this off? It's brilliant, actually. When you get too hot, the blood vessels near your skin's surface get wider. That's called vasodilation. It's why your face gets red when you exercise. Your body's pushing warm blood to the surface to let the heat escape. And when you're cold, it does the exact opposite. Those vessels narrow to keep all that precious heat tucked deep inside your body. It's this constant push and pull just to keep your temperature right in that sweet spot. But wait, there's more. Your skin is also a massive sensory organ, letting you feel everything. It's a storage unit, holding onto fat for extra energy. It's even part of your waste disposal system, pushing out things like salt and urea when you sweat. And it's a tiny chemical factory, making vitamin D when you're out in the sun. I mean, what a resume, right? So let's head over to Section 4. Any great multitasker needs a good set of tools. And believe me, the skin comes with its own fully stocked toolbox. Let's do a quick rundown of this toolkit. First, you've got these little oil glands, sebaceous glands, that produce something called sebum. It's basically a natural skin and hair conditioner. Then you have sweat glands, which are your personal air conditioning system. Even your hair is a tool. It helps with sensation and gives you goosebumps when a tiny little muscle attached to it flexes. And finally, your nails. They're just tough little shields protecting your sensitive fingertips and toes. And that brings us to our final stop on the tour, Section 5. We've seen all the amazing ways this system is supposed to work, but what happens when there's a glitch in the system? Well, these conditions are a perfect window into that. Heat stroke is what happens when that sweat-based cooling system gets overwhelmed and just fails. Albinism is a genetic condition where the body's melanin factory is completely shut down. There's no pigment produced at all. And then there's leukoderma, or vitiligo, which is when those pigment-producing cells are lost in patches. You see, each glitch is tied directly back to one of those key functions we just talked about. So I guess the crucial point of this whole tour is this. Your skin is so much more than just a simple wrapper that holds all your bits and pieces in. It is an incredibly complex and vital organ. I mean, look at this resume again. It's a protective shield, a sensory interface, a climate control system, and a chemical factory. It really is your body's largest, and you could easily argue its hardest working organ. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Knowing everything your skin is doing for you, or round the clock, what's one thing you appreciate about it now that maybe you didn't really think about before? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.